Welcome everybody, Lisa Camarillo here, General Manager of Phil Long Toyota in Trinidad, Colorado. This time, we have a special edition for you for Veterans Day. We're going to talk to 3 different veterans in our community that have bought cars from us, and we are dying to share their story with you. So, first up, this is Herb Rehm. How are you, Herb?
I'm great, Lisa. Thanks.
One of the things that we're doing on this podcast is we're sharing that we are Trinidad. And what does that mean to everybody? And veterans are a huge part of our community. Would you agree with that?
Yes,
Yeah.
there's a lot of us out there.
There really are. And you actually are in our sister town, Walsenburg, which we bring the Veteran Memorial once a year. We help contribute and bring that in. There's just a lot of things, and I think that veterans get silently forgotten over the years, and that's really not even the story we want to tell.
Yeah.
The story we really want to tell today is your service story. And I don't mean Phil Long Toyota service.
I know.
Don't tell us that story.
I don't. We'll get into that later.
Yeah. What inspired you to join the military?
I grew up at a time just after World War II. All my grown-up men in the family were in some form of military, all branches. I heard a lot of stories. I did have one uncle that kind of raised me when I was a baby with his wife, my aunt, and he had a big problem. He got caught by the Japanese and was in concentration camp with them and tortured and stuff. When he got out, he had some problems, which eventually killed him. But I look back at that and I just thought, I need to serve in one form or another. And I was willing to do that. So I joined the Air Force because my grandmother was having a heart attack that I was going to join the Marines. So I joined the Air Force, and my first duty was, I thought I was going to be in electronics, but turned out I was colorblind, so I couldn't do that. So they put me in a security type job in the Air Force. I went to Travis Air Force Base and handled all the bodies coming back from Vietnam.
Oh, wow.
That was something I didn't experience at that point, but later on when I got out and stopped working, I started having problems. But it was just my sense of duty. At the time, the draft was a big deal for Vietnam. I just took a chance, and
Wow.
I lucked out, but I always had a good belief in God, so I've been looked after ever since.
You're divinely protected.
Yes, I am.
So what year did you go in?
1966
Wow.
to 1970, and I was all over. I went to California, but first I went to Thule, Greenland from Travis, because when they put me in postal, basically, I was in this little postal operation at Travis, and it was just a room with a lot of boxes to fill with mail. One day I just had it, and I screamed, I need to get out of here. I don't care if I go to Thule, Greenland. Within 2 weeks, I had orders to go to Thule, Greenland.
Oh my goodness.
But it was an experience.
So really, you were an intuitive.
That's a good thing. Empath. And
Yeah.
my youngest daughter is the same way.
Really?
We have a feel for people and nature in general, which is handy sometimes, but can be a burden because I get too emotional about
Yeah.
a lot of things.
You know what, though? What I've learned about you, and we've gotten to know you just through the dealership, is you have a lot of passion.
Yes,
You're very passionate about people,
right,
just in general, and animals.
right.
I've always seen that part of you, and I love that. And you and I have, we share a lot of that passion. Let's
Yeah.
call it passion. Yeah.
That's true. We feel for people.
How did you experience coming into, when you left the military and you had to get out? What was your experience on that transition and experiencing having to be back here and live life again? Because that seems to be something that a lot of people, they can't translate that job into a job.
Yeah. Luckily, I had a friend that was with Continental Airlines. So when I got out, I worked part-time jobs. And this came along, and I got hired because I was Air Force. And a lot of people working at Continental were from ex-military and a lot of Air Force people.
Ah.
So I blended right in because I was right around aircraft again and things. So it wasn't too much for me to adapt.
Sure.
But
That's actually good. You hear a lot of stories where people just don't know where their place is.
Right.
outside of the military, and they've got all of this major training, major experience. That's Tucker. He's taken away our props, but that's okay.
Yeah, who cares?
Who cares? He's one of our Toyota puppies, so we'll just let him be a part of that. Talk to me about your road to Trinidad. What brought you this way?
It started with a neighbor of mine. She gave me an old Toyota truck that she had because I did a lot of things for her. My neighbor had Toyotas, and she kept bragging about Toyotas, and I said, I'm going to take a look because I need to change vehicles, like you well know. So I came down here, came into the dealership. It was a whole different atmosphere. I've been dealing cars for most of my life, one way or another. I've been in a lot of dealerships. This was such a positive place for me. It was like I found my calling. You know what I mean?
You found
This
your
is home
dealership.
forever.
It is home for you. You come in
I
and join us
know.
for many things.
I know. I miss everybody that works here because they're such good people.
Oh,
That's
we
the
love
one good
that.
thing. The nice thing is it filters down from the top. So I just wanted
Good plug there, Herb.
I just wanted to
appreciate
make
that.
you feel good because I know you don't always get that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So that tells us how you got down in here and you came to Phil Long Toyota. And we love that because one of the questions I said was, what brought you to Trinidad? And you automatically said you wanted to talk about the dealership. And that's the whole point of this is we are Trinidad.
Right.
At Phil Long Toyota, we get involved in all the different things. But you particularly, how many cars do you think you've bought from us?
I've lost count, but I think it was like 7 or 8.
Yeah, I do too.
I finally found the one that's perfect for me.
And you bought 2 of them. So let's talk about what are all the different cars that you've gotten. You've had 2 Tundras, right?
Yeah.
2 Tundras, Camry, the Highlander,
I've lost count, and I lost.
and so now you're in the Crown.
Yep.
And the Crown is, you liked it so much you bought 2.
What happened was you only had the one blue one.
Just let us clarify, because there's the Crown and the Crown Signia, and the Crown Signia is like the SUV hatchback, and that's the one that you have.
Yep.
That's when you bought 2 of.
Yeah.
I remember. Okay, so then we got in the red one.
The red one. Oh my God. My interior had everything.
And so you had to buy it.
So I had to buy that, and I traded in one of my Toyotas
Yeah.
to get that.
Not the other Crown, though.
No, not the other Crown. I didn't get rid of it until I got the little truck
Yeah.
through here. But yeah, I've been happy with the vehicle. I don't think I'll ever change.
I love that you're really loyal to the product, and every time you just didn't like something anymore, or you got tired of it, or needed an oil change, we would trade you out. And that really helped us on some days, too.
I know. You made that comment one time.
Yeah.
Wow, you made us this month.
So what would you say that your code, so to speak, that you carry from the military into your life all the way to today? What is that one thing that you've just carried through, your values, your habits, things like that one code?
Self-sufficient and thinking when you're on your own, like in the military basically, because I went from a very close family because I was the first son born into my mother's family. Everybody had girls, so I was a spoiled child.
Ah.
But when I went into the military, I was all by myself. I had to learn to take care of myself, make decisions for myself, my health, everything. It falls into place. I think most kids should go into the military for a short period of time just to learn those kind of things
I agree.
because you have to be able to take care of yourself. You can't count on anybody else.
Yeah.
You have to be responsible. I don't see that in today's younger people.
And there's a certain amount of discipline that comes out of somebody that's been in the military of just honoring who's in charge. You know,
Exactly.
the reverence of somebody else is in charge.
Supervisors,
So-
whatever.
So how do you approach challenges or leadership now?
I've never had a problem. Every job I've been in, including the military, I always seem to move up because I was always interested in learning and taking control because I'm an Aries. So I'm already there. I need to be in charge. So it was a natural
It's
thing.
natural.
And people recognized that, whoever I was working for.
What would you say your biggest thing that you do to give back?
I recognize all the little people that don't get recognized because they're people. We're all just
Yeah.
human beings. And we need to understand more of that. we'd be a better society if we thought about other people other than ourselves. People are so shocked when I tip people doing their job. If I go to the grocery store or wherever it might be, I might give $1, I might give $5. I've given a lot of money sometimes.
Yeah.
And I don't look for anything to be returned because
Right.
I give it freely. I don't make a lot of money, but I have more money than I can handle. So I just do it.
My husband and I feel really strong about tipping as well. And tipping, the word tips, is to ensure proper service. And it was designed a long time ago when it first came
Right.
out. You were to tip prior to the
Yeah.
service because you were ensuring proper service.
Yeah.
And now you're just tipping because you're grateful for the service you got, or you're whatever we're doing. But my husband and I have always believed that we don't tip, we over tip.
That's the way I am.
And that's just the way it is.
Yeah, and a lot of times people aren't used to having tips
Yeah.
just for doing their job. And it's like at the grocery store, somebody helps me out a little bit. I might go in and buy lotto or Powerball tickets or something, whatever change, I let them have it. I said, keep it. Oh, Herb, thanks so much. I feel we don't recognize the smaller people and the people that are doing the minor jobs
Yeah.
that don't really spotlight
They don't,
them.
they're realizing how important those jobs really are.
Right.
Which, by the way, is the biggest rising business investment industry right now, is taking over those service businesses that people don't want. And families that are raising their families and they don't want what their grandparents or parents have
Right.
to pass down to them. There's a lot of things in the service industry that we still very much need.
And if we would look at people differently that are doing these jobs, we wouldn't have that big of a problem. But we don't look at those people, basically, or we don't see them.
We don't see them. Huh.
And it's a shame because eventually it's going to catch up, and it's starting to happen now.
Yeah. And guess what? We're all people
Yep, we're all people.
doing life. Yeah.
I try to tell people everything's being lost because we've lost the idea of the God energy. Where did we come from? What a miracle. A little bit of sperm and an egg, and all of a sudden it's life. Now that doesn't just happen. It happens because of a reason.
Yeah.
We've forgotten what the reason is. It's to ensure the line and building healthy people. And it's just, people just don't think anymore. I think all the time about
which
everything.
is amazing, right?
Yeah. My little puppy, I just noticed her this morning looking up at the sky, seeing a bird in the sky. I go, that's my girl. She pays attention to everything.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we have to change our ways, and I'm just afraid we're not going to do it.
Well,
We've lost
there's a
things.
couple of theories. The one theory that I've observed and learned just by being in leadership with the different generations is we have to change our ways, but we also have to recognize that the ways that are coming up are valuable also.
Right.
And that's
It
been
is
a
a
big
big
shift
change, yeah.
because I think that we always say, oh, they don't have work ethic. No, it's just different. There's a different set of priorities or a different way of working. And quite frankly, I think that they don't see why we all had to work so hard. And we're wondering why everybody's not working hard enough. But I think there's a balance coming.
I hope so.
Yeah, there is.
But
Because you know what? That generation's people too. Okay, so in the spirit of honoring and the journey of being a veteran, what does Veterans Day actually mean to you?
Veterans Day, I don't take it that serious. So it's another day for me because I lead my life like it's Veterans Day every day, basically.
Oh, I like that.
You have to look at things differently and consider things differently because, like you said, there's a lot of changes.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that aren't exactly like when I grew up, the same
Right.
generation. They're not like us. We did for our kids what we didn't have. And my kids always had to earn what they got. So they learned the value of $1. Where anyone you give stuff to, they don't value it as much because they didn't have to do anything for it. It's just like when I got my little puppy, they were giving it to me free. I said, no, take this $50. And I said, don't ever give your puppies away because the people you give stuff to don't
take-
care of it because they have no investment. You have to have that investment in things to appreciate where they came from. Today, they've been given so much, even more than what I gave my kids, and the kids are turning out not to really recognize the value of a dollar. They'd like to have it, and they want it now, but you have to put in the work. But we haven't taught them that.
Hopefully we'll be able to continue to implement and help that through leadership in the workplace and bring those things to life.
Yeah.
So, you heard me say before, we are Trinidad.
Yes.
What does that mean to you?
Since I've been around Trinidad and the dealership and got to know people and stuff in Trinidad, it's a very upbeat community, which I like because there's not a lot of negativity, and being an empath, I pick up on the negative stuff more. And that's what Trinidad is. It's a positive and growing community.
I think it's funny how it grows, it gets bigger, and then it gets a little smaller, then it gets a little bigger, and gets a little smaller. And what I noticed is that one of my personality traits is I stay consistent. That's just who I get to be, right? The life can be falling apart, and I could be having whatever bad day, good day, emotional day, it doesn't matter. You know what? I still show up. I guess that's the inner Marine.
That's such a good thing to have.
Yeah.
No matter what. I'm the same.
In closing, Herb, I've appreciated this interview so much, and I'm sure our listeners are actually going to really enjoy this as well. What would be your closing message?
We need to start treating people the way we want to be treated. It's pretty simple. What goes out comes back to you. You have to remember that. You put out bad stuff happens. Yeah. It's pretty easy.
I think those are the ways and the truth of life. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Herb.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Tucker. I'm glad you're back. I appreciate you so much.
I know, hon.
Happy Veterans Day, and thank you for your service.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay. Thank you, Trinidad.